So, hi all. So, today we will be solving one front-end interview coding question. So, I've asked ChatGPT to give me the prompt for the question. So, the question is basically revolving around File Explorer. So, we need to build a minimal File Explorer component. I'll be using React to work on this problem. Okay, so what you have to do is we have to create a React component that displays a folder structure using a given JSON data set. So, okay, so we have been given the data set. Display hierarchically, click on the folder toggle and file should be displayed as plain text. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, okay, then let's work on this first phase first. Yeah, I will create a file folder.js. Sorry, we were unable. Okay, to make changes, I need to sign in. Give me a minute. Okay, now I'm signed in, so now I can create the file. So I create folder.js. Yeah, it's created now. Good. And yeah, so this will be basically the folder component, and we will export this component from there. Okay, and what I will do is I'll copy this JSON for my understanding in this page itself. Yeah, and let me just comment it out. Okay, so I'll assume that I have been given this folder structure as a prop. Okay, so this will essentially be present in here. Okay, right, sorry, here. So yeah, okay, I have the folder. Or for now, what I can do is I can use it as a folder. Launched folder structure. Okay, and now yeah, so I can simply use it here. So now what we have to do is, or I'll move it into another file because I think readability is an important aspect. Yeah, sorry. So I've exported it and now I can import it here. Import. um, what happened? I don't know why this is not working. It should work, right? Da, 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 da. In- Uh, let's see. I'm not sure what is the issue. Not sure. This import should work, right? I I am using folder structure dot .js. His values never read. Okay, okay. I think it is able to connect to it. Let's see. So what we can do is basically my idea is that we iterate through this folder structure. Okay, so I iterate through this folder structure. Yeah, and this is an object. Okay, so an inside object I have the okay, we will always have one um root folder, right, for the starting point, and then we will have children. So what we can do is chat dot, basically we can map through the children. So what I can do is whatever the folder, so for any children we will have one parent. Okay, so let's take it like that, that for any of the children I'll have one name. So for any of the folders specifically I'll have one name. So on whichever folder I am, let's say I'll use this function recursively. Okay, so that is why I'll not use it entirely over here. Let's see, we will modify the function calling. What I'll do is I'll say folder dot name. So this will show the folder dot name. Okay, so we can add another condition. We can add something like if folder dot name, sorry, if folder dot type is equal to, so here it is mentioning folder. So if it is folder, or basically if it is a file, like in these scenarios, we will simply mention the name. So if it is a file, we will have some other written statement which will return folder dot name, and yeah, that's it. For all the other scenarios, basically which will be where folder dot type is equal to folder, I'll show the folder dot name, and I'll provide an on click so that we can toggle it. This will be closing and play and folder open, and so basically on click I'll be showing its children. So you state, okay, I think I'll have to do all the imports. So is open, set is open. So by default, a folder state will be closed. So I'm using closed import state. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I should be getting suggestions for all these. I have to write all of that myself. Let's see. Okay, so we have created the state for handling this down click. So whenever I click, basically what I'll do is set is open to not is open. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'll do, and I'll have the name. Okay, I'll also have the children here. So first we're showing the name, and then we will say folder dot children, folder dot children dot map child, and yeah, let's say child, and in here I'll say return folder. So now we are making it recursive. What I'm saying is, as soon as I go inside the child, I can use the same logic again. The same logic which I'm using, it can be reused, right? Only thing I have to do is I have to pass in the folder prop. So how to pass the folder prop? So inside children.map, I'll have this. So this is exactly what I have to pass. So I'll pass the child. Let's save this. So folder is done. Folder structure is done. I'll import this folder structure in here. Yeah, okay, it is giving me the imports. And here I will say I'll call folder equal to folder structure. Okay. Okay. Cannot read properties of undefined. So folder is coming in here. Let's see what is the issue. Folder. Okay, let me open the log. Coming is undefined. Coming is undefined, right? So what is the issue? Then if I add it for all of these, I think the issue is something else, right? Yeah, it is saying undefined. Why? Folder is going to folder dot structure. So what I'm saying is a folder dot type. So basically inside a folder, we should have all of this. So folder dot type should be present ideally as per my calculation. So what are we missing? Da, 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 da. Let me see if there is any issue with the import. I mean, we shouldn't be having an issue. Okay, yeah, so there was some issue with the import, I think then. So if it is in the same file, then we have all the folders, okay. And okay, so we are seeing all the files. So let me move it beyond. I mean, I don't want it to have this center alignment. Okay. So yeah, and now we are having root and we okay, it is also showing the documents. I think I have not handled on click or have I done it? Dev on click folder dot name. Let me clear the logs. Okay. So remove this and is open is set to false. So set not open to is open. Okay, okay. Okay, that is because whenever it is entering here, basically whenever it is encountering the folder dot type as file, it is returning this statement. It is not checking whether we have it as open or not. I think that was mentioned in the requirement. Yeah, clicking on a folder should toggle its contents. Would I paste it over here? And I mention it over here. Then also it is the same. What I have to do is basically when we click it. Okay, so yeah, in here I can add this condition, right? If is open and then that's when we are concerned with. Yeah. So now we are only able to see the folder types. See, folder is here, folder is here. If I click on it, okay, I can see, yeah, it is toggling. Okay, I think they are, all of them are having the same state. That is the issue. Basically, this open is being used for all the folders. So what we have to do is we have to, uh, so what we can do is, let's see. Okay, so let me do one thing. If I ask these as props, okay, in here what I can do is open false or wait, what I can do is hmm. Uh, let me think on this. Here it is working fine, but we are unable to expand. Let's see how we can solve this issue. So, okay, I'm not having any key for this map. Should I have one? Will that help me with anything? So, what I can think of is uh, we can have a file component maybe. Basically, if we segregate the two folder and the file components, then it should be easier for us to manage these states, right? Basically, the is open is only valid for a folder component, right? So if I remove this part, okay, yeah, if I use it here. So basically, I'll add this check on my basically where we are calling this these components. Okay, so this is file and in here it's a folder. Okay, inside app.js I'll say okay, yeah, so if folder structure dot type equal to folder, then we got to render the basically I'm assuming okay for now we can assume that the first element is a root, and that is a folder. Inside this, we can have certain conditions basically. So yeah, is open is fine, and when we click on is open, not through it. So yeah, in this I can add a check return. So I can check if yeah. So what we check is if child of type equal to folder, then we will return this, else return file. Okay, so I think I'll have to import it. Yeah, okay, let me import it. Yes, and inside file, okay, I need to pass the file. Okay, so this is like even folder would have worked, but just for the naming convention, file will be child. Yeah, what is the issue here? Do we have any issue, or let me refresh and see. Erroring sandbox. If child dot type, then we are returning folder, else we are returning the file. Import file. I think I need to mention dot .js. Folder. Okay. Yeah. This should work. Mhm. We have the file in here only, right? Yeah. File.js. Okay. So it is opened up. If I click on it, if I click on it. Okay. Okay. Each child should have a unique key prop. Yeah, I think that is causing the issue most probably. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. So, okay, render method of prop here, right? So we are mapping over the children. Hmm. Uh, Let me see. Basically, the this state should be for the name. I do it like this. Yeah, okay, it works now because so when if I mentioned on click here, so it was working for the entire div. That was the issue. This should just be for this particular name, right? And when you click on this, yeah, it works now. So yeah, anyways, like these small things, they just mess up the interview at all completely. So yeah, so this part is done, I think. What are the other requirements? File should be displayed as plain text. Okay, intermediate. Acha, can we do some formatting? Should we do some formatting? Um, Maybe we can add some padding and stuff for styling. But yeah, let it be. I mean, during coding interviews, we are not interested on styling. So yeah. Now allow users to add new files folders within existing folder, provide an input field and an add button. Okay, ensure state updates when you're done. So added. Okay, so we need to support add new folder as well. Okay. So how can we do that? Okay, let me do something. This div is having the entire of folder and its children. This part is having the name. Okay, so in here, let me change it over there. We will have the folder name, and I'll mention display style, um, display float. Float, yeah. So in here, this can be the, and here we can add the button for folder. So or basically it should be like this here. So it will be button add folder. Okay. Style display float. What is the issue? Okay, I think I need to set the width as well. Anyways, so I think width is set. Now here I can set it and I can set the width to 50%. Style, I can set the width to 50%. Okay, if I think both are up, then this is inside one there. It does fix the styling because I want the button to come to the right on the same path. I don't know why it is not allowing me to do this. Uh, Inspect it. Refreshed it once. Yeah, I can inspect it. So this is P. This is the div. Yeah, this is the div. Then what happens inside the div? We have one P tab and we have one button. So display is set to float. Okay, sorry, display will be flex. I'm so sorry. I wanted to write flex. I wrote float. All these things cause issue in the interview. Right, it is coming like this. Why do we have margins and all here? Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This looks fine to me if I click on it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this seems pretty much acceptable to me. Yeah, so inside a folder only, we can either add a file or a folder. So maybe we can support two separate buttons. Oh, okay. We can say new file and we can say new folder. Okay. So something like this. And what we can do is we can uh, combine these in one particular div. So they like both of these will stay together. And yeah, I think now we can have a width for it. This will make sense now. Uh, Here I can make justify content should be space between, yeah, any this seem fine, I think. And for this the width should be basically 100 words and not 50%. Yeah, refresh it. Yeah, now it looks nice. I mean pretty good. So okay, now we can click on new file. Okay, so one more thing is this on click should be specific to the name. Okay, to the folder name. When you click on new file, it should not, expand or close the folder. Okay. Yeah, now it is fine. Now what we have to do is we have to um suppose someone clicks on new file. Okay, so we need to handle file creation or something like create file, but anyways, so handle file creation. Now we need to know where we are creating the file, right? Basically, this okay. So right now, what happens is we are modifying the given folder structure. Okay, the folder structure which has been given to us here, we are modifying it. So in here, what we are doing is if we add a new file, basically, let me take example of a file. Yeah, so this is the file. So when I add file, basically what happens is, in whichever path I am, I will have to append a new entry um, to its children array, right? So for now, I'm taking this as an example, and then we will, how we first work with mock data and then provide API integration. That's how. So right now, I'm just giving mock data, and the folder which I am on. Let me go to folder.children. Let me, yeah, folder.children, and then I'll say dot push because it's an array, and I'll push this new file. Okay, so now I clicked on new file. Let me, yeah, so see, we are getting example.jpg. Okay, now in here, what we can do is, okay, so let me do something like this. If we have a new file, I want it to look clean as well. Where should we provide the input box? Uh, if the user is trying to provide a new file, let me do one thing then. What we can do is we can give an input box. Okay, and name. Okay, and I can have this in a state. This is a very generic name because it can be a file or a folder. So we have a name, and here I do is on value changed. Set name even dot target dot value. Okay, yeah. So in basically when someone clicks on the button, that's when I understand if they are calling a handle creation. Let me use the same function for both of these. But when someone calls this, what I do is I pass name and I pass file. And when someone calls this, I pass name and I pass folder. Now here what I say is name, and here, okay, so here what I get is name and type. Okay. And in here, now we can change it simply to name and type can be type. That's it. New, and we can call it new entry because it can either be a file or a folder. Now let me refresh. So we have the, okay, it is refreshing. Yeah, so we have the root. If I click, it expands. What happened? Cannot read properties of undefined handle creation. Reading push. Okay. Not sure. I mean, this function should be invoked when, uh, okay, okay. Let me do something like this. Since we're passing the arguments as well. Now if I click on this, yeah, it is expanding. Why are we seeing so many occurrences? There is some issue here. Anyways, let me first check if it is working or not. New file. Okay, I'm not allowed to type it by one value changed. I think this is the event, right? Yeah, let me click here. So basically, this had to be on change. On value changed is used in some library which I was recently working on at my company. So never mind. File one, suppose, and I create the file. Okay. Now when I click on this, it has this file. Okay. Suppose I create a folder. Open this. Suppose. Okay. And now I create a folder. Folder one. I think I'll have to expand and close them only. Yeah. So there is some slight bug basically. Like it is not re updating the state without me clicking outside and then clicking again, or without me expanding or collapsing the opened folder. What could be the issue? Because in the requirements it is mentioned ensure state updates when new items are added. So okay. After this random creation, what we can do is we can set name to empty again. Yeah, let me refresh. Suppose this is an open state. Okay, I create file one. I click on new file. Yeah, okay, now it works because we are setting a state, so it is causing a re-render. In picture, I said picture one, and I add it as a folder. Click on this, and we have this folder. If I click on this, I have two entries. Now I say docs one, and I click on this folder, and we have it. So yeah, I think that should be it. Say three drag and drop. I don't think uh this is I think a very advanced phase, and probably I mean I don't think anyone will ask you in your interview to implement breadcrumb navigation. And if they ask, that will be for very senior roles. And I'm not currently interviewing for very senior roles. I'm looking for SG2. So this is fine, I think, at my end. Yeah, thank you.